So now we're going to go over the Insert tab. So you do have multiple options here and you can go through all of them, but a lot of these are redundant, so they're not very important. So we're going to go over the important features. So for insert, we're going to get rid of this text first. And so the first option will be table. And you can choose, so this is basically the size of the table that you want. So you want a one by one, 6 by 5, 7 by 6, and so on. And as you can see on the right side, it gives you a preview of what the table is like. So we'll choose a 3 by 3. And now once you select this, it gives you the option of table design. It gives you different formats that they already have. And we'll choose something like this. Okay, that's not good, never mind. I'll choose the basic table. And here you can type in whatever you want. And so that's a table, and then there's multiple formatting options for the table. Layout would just be the size, insert above, below, draw the table. Uh, and so once you select this table, it obviously gives you all the options that go with the table. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This lets you move the table size, make it bigger and shorter, this small tab here. And for table, that's about it. And to get rid of the table, all you have to do is press delete, and it empties the entire table. And then once you don't want to use this table anymore, you go to the top left, you right click, and then you say delete table. So the next thing would be pictures. So pictures, you could get it from the device that you have. You can go online if you want. It'll open up something, and so say it gives you a couple options. And so you can choose from these if you want. If you have the picture on your computer, then you can go to pictures, say this device, it opens up the folder. And stock images would just be the images that are already in the premium library of Microsoft Word, so it's nothing unique. So it's whatever available with this application itself. The next would be shapes, icons, 3D models. So shapes would be, let's say, we want to put in a rectangle. You just draw, and that's pretty much it with shapes. It gives you all the options of editing the shape, different things, shape colors, shape outlines, word art inside the shape, etc. The next important feature that you will probably be using more than any of the others would be a chart. So to add a chart, you just click on this chart option and it opens you up with multiple options that are already in Microsoft Word. So you can choose. So the templates won't have anything. So there's columns. You have different options for columns based on whatever you are planning on displaying, whatever information or data you're trying to show with these charts. You can choose the most appropriate one. So you have column charts, you have line charts, you have a pie chart, different types of bar charts, the area charts, then a XY scatter plot, and so on. So these are all different options that you should go through when you're trying to display data, and it'll help you choose. Here, this is a more clustered column line chart, and it gives you slightly more uh, flexibility on what you want in your chart exactly. So I'm just going to go with the basic column chart. It should be this, and you say OK. And once you open it, it will give you a Excel document that controls the values given on this chart. So for now, we're going to choose something basic. So we're going to say this chart is first thing I do is I don't want all these options. I only want a few. So I don't want series 2. So I'm just going to delete series 2 and series 3. So there's only one now. So we're just going to delete everything here. So now that we've removed it from the area of the charts, if you open it up more, we can get more. You can get more as well that way. You can get more series, you can get less, so you control it using this Excel sheet itself. And so category 1 can be uh, grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, and grade 10. And this could be the number of students. And based on the values that you choose, it'll automatically scale itself to whatever you want. So maybe this is the number of students, say. So say in grade 7 in this school we have 50 students. So in grade 8, sorry, that's a typo. In grade 8 we have, say, 45. In grade 9 we have 70. And in grade 10 we have 80 students. So as you can see, it scales it automatically based on your preferences. And if you want to add more to this chart, you can go ahead and add a second one. And the first column could be pass students and failed students. And here you can just go ahead and type maybe five students failed, here maybe 7, here 8, and here 4. And as you can see, it shows it appropriately on the table. And once you're done with this, you just close it. It saves it automatically for you. And then you get these different options here: chart styles, chart elements. If you want to double click that, you get multiple options. And these are options that you can explore. They're all they're just for how it looks. They're not very important options. But you can mess around with these. So another important feature uh, of the Insert tab would be equations and symbols. So symbols just allows you to insert any symbol that is not on the keyboard. So all unique symbols. So like we have the rupee, the euro, the pound, yen. So a lot of currency symbols. We have alpha, beta, pi, omega. So some mathematics and physics symbols as well. And if these aren't enough, you press more symbols and this brings up this menu. And in this menu, there are a lot of different symbols that you could choose to insert. So in this drop-down menu, you can see, so there are like this basic Latin, they have Cyrillic, Armenian, Hebrew, Arabic. There's even currency symbols like these. And so to choose whatever symbol you want, all you have to do is press the symbol and either you double click it, which will insert it, or let's choose another one. And all you have to do is press insert and it inserts it there as well. So based on that, you can use whatever symbol you want here in your document without much trouble. Special characters also include like em dashes and paragraph, copyright signs. These are just simple characters that you don't have on your keyboard, and this insert symbol option just makes it much more easier. So once you've done that, all you have to do is just continue typing as you normally would, and that'll help you display whatever information you want using the unique symbols. The more important feature would be equations, however. So if you press this drop-down menu, it shows you different equations that you can add onto your document. Most of them are mathematics formulas or physics, uh, but you can browse for more. There are many more formulas that you can add. And so once you find a formula that you think is appropriate, so we're going to choose binomial theorem, you just press it and it adds it into your screen. And here you can edit it. Instead of A, you can make it plus B and so on, or you can just make it X. So it's based on your preference of the formula. You can add whatever changes you want to it. There are a few options here. So say if I want to add a fraction, then it adds a fraction here. So if I want to make a C and D, so it adds that. So fractions and the script, radical, and so on. So this is mainly for teachers who want to include formulas and equations inside their documents, but they have a very hard time doing it because it's not easy to type these out just using your keyboard. You do need extra tools. So this equation tool is very helpful for that because a lot of teachers resort to a painting document or another presentation software where they can actually, using their mouse, draw out the formula. And that's pretty hard when you don't know how to draw properly with your mouse, and it's not always clear for the students who are viewing it. So this is definitely a good option for teachers who use equations very frequently, and it's very simple for the students to understand, especially when they're reading it. So now I'm going to show how to save the document once you have it. So I'm just going to get us some test text here. And so when you want to save it, when you're done with everything, you go to File, and then you choose Save As. And since I am logged in with my university email, it gives me options to save it to the drive of my email, which is online, or this PC. This PC would be on your current laptop or computer. And once you do that, it opens up multiple options here. So you can browse your file, new folders, you can browse, which just opens up anything of your sort. So all your files are visible now, and you can put it into any one of them that you'd like. So that's it for the Word document. I hope that was informative, and I hope that you understood everything that we explained. If you have any concerns or comments, please leave it in the comment section below. Thank you.